Okay, so controversial video, let's get right into it. The other day, I was driving around and I was listening to one of my favorite albums from last year. And no, I'm not going to say the name of the album, but just know it was very popular and it's one of my favorites, right? So, as I'm driving, I'm listening to this shit, and in my mind, I was thinking, the skill gap has been 100% closed. And I'm not saying this because I feel like the album was bad or anything like that, or it was lacking anything. It wasn't. It's one of my favorite albums, trust me, but the thing I was thinking was like, if you told me that somebody with 1,000 or 10,000 monthly listeners, whatever, made this, I would 100% believe it. And I'm not trying to have like a boomer take here talking about, damn, the music today is ass because, bro, I'm a fucking underground rap channel. It's all I do, it's all I listen to, right? But what I'm trying to say is that if you have FL Studio and a decent microphone, and you have experience and you can rap on beat, stuff like that, the skill gap between you and somebody that's doing shows to thousands of people really isn't that big. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's really not existent at all at that point. And the brutal truth is that I feel like it was always kind of like this, but over the last 10 years, making music has become so much more accessible. 20 years ago, you had to have this crazy equipment. You'd have to go to the studio or have like a home studio. It costs fucking money, bro. You'd have to have connections, but I feel like whenever BandLab came around, I feel like that was really when people realized, holy shit, the people that went up before, they just had so much more than me, but now I'm on BandLab and I'm able to record whatever I want. I'm able to sound good. I'm able to, do all this shit. I hope you guys kind of get what I'm saying. And that's the thing, because probably my favorite song of all time ever only has a few thousand plays on SoundCloud. And it's like, it's so fucking crazy. Talent really does not directly correlate to success. And this does go for a lot of things, but I mean, yeah, man, the skill gap has been closed. If you can rap on beat and you can mix decently well, you can master well, you can have your shit sound good, then, there really isn't any difference between you and your favorite artist. And yeah, of course, the stuff that I did just mention, that does take skill. You do have to be somewhat talented. You have to know what works in music, right? But at the same time, it's not like these people that have 1 million, 2 million monthly listeners, it's not like they have this crazy gift from God or this crazy gift in general, or they were just born with it. Like I said, of course, there are people that go up because they are talented. Of course, that's always how it's going to be, you know what I mean? But I will say there are a lot of people out there that made music on FL Studio for a few years, and now they are Billboard charting artists, With a lot of other fields that people dream of, stuff like going to the NBA or becoming a professional level actor, the skill gap is still insane. They haven't created a BandLab for basketball, right? I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like, the playing field still is not adjusted there for everybody. If you want to be a professional actor, even if you take lessons for years, you're not even going to be close to Leonardo DiCaprio. So if you really like making music and you want to take it seriously, be thankful that you're living in 2026, because this is the first time in history where the playing field is fair for everybody with the actual music, right? Of course, you can go into the more marketing side, like record labels versus independent shit like that. For the actual music itself, if you're good, you're just as good as them. Something I heard from Teresa Teal, and I know she's very controversial. She was talking about how a lot of artists hit her up and they're in her DMs complaining about how hard it is to go up in music, how, they don't have time for it, how, they have to go to school and work a job and all this shit. And her response was like, this is the best time ever to want to make music because it's so much more accessible. There were people selling CDs out of their car at one point. There was a time where if you didn't have a connection, or if you weren't signed to a label, it was dead ass over for you. It's not like that anymore. Emwell also had a super good take about what I'm talking about right now. I'm just going to pop it up on screen. Whenever people are talking about like, I just wanted to make music, I don't want to be an influencer. If you just want to make music, just make the music. There's nothing wrong with music being a hobby. But if you want to take it seriously, you're going to have to actually put in some work at some point. You know what I mean? I don't understand. It is the easiest time ever. Record yourself for 15 seconds having fun to your music. If you can't do that, your music might not be that good. But look, I'm ranting right now. I'm going to end this shit. But if you actually care about going up in music, then hey, I have a private community, and in that community, you can talk to me one-on-one, you can ask questions. I'm also documenting my entire come up in the underground, so you guys can copy me one-to-one. You can steal all my swag. You can steal my methods. I'll see you guys later. Peace.